What is up? What is up? Thanks for the shout out on the spelling. Loses. I've been moving faster than a cat through an open prairie on a fresh back. You know what I mean? But hope you guys are doing good. Let me know if you can hear me. We are moving on into the news. Honestly, pretty good that I stay on the news pretty much all the time so that we are well in the know. Honestly, I was looking back and even all the things we've caught along the way, and I just have a lot of energy. I have a lot of gumption, a lot of excitement for where we are right now. I am going to be taking a look at, obviously, the chaotic upheaval of Elon Musk chopping down mainstream media at the knees in front of God and country at their own event. Absolutely fantastic. Guys out there crushing it. So big shout out to Elon Musk, but big shout out to you guys out in the chat. I think I saw Sack Nasty Piccolo. Rick, what's up? Yeah, I think I did. What's up? Crimson Caravan, C90 FTW, Average Crypto Joe. Is that Average Crypto Joe? Is that the Average Crypto Joe? The Deadwood? Man, Joe, let me know if that's you, man. I think you got my phone number, bro. Text me. But yeah, guys, I need to be better about making sure people follow our Twitter. Blockchain Basement at BChain Basement. Follow myself here. And you can also follow yours truly, the Druth, here at Druth Crypto. But generally, I'm running both of these accounts. Obviously, the team does it too, but I'm posting most of the nasty stuff in there. Guys, we have a prediction that I've been making. A lot of people have overlooked the banking situation, and there's some pretty great data and charts that are showing exactly what I'm talking about. We have a situation where traditional finance is about to drive off a cliff if they do not turn the wheel. So I'm going to be getting into that. First, guys, I want to get out of the way. I want to get out of the way the pumps that we've been seeing here, and primarily the pumps in the DeSci market. So let's pull this up here. I'll zoom in a little bit. This is one that I've been watching for a while. We mentioned briefly in our newsletter in a few episodes a long time ago, but this is AIMX, Imedas. And it's a company that's been around since 2007. Basically, the current version is just an app for iOS and Android, and combines health applications like health records and video chat for doctors, everything like that. But it is a DeFi token. It's the very first DeFi token, medical DeFi token that came out. So I found this one pretty interesting. This one I feel like calling out right now, you guys, because it is at a $6 million market cap. And I know all of us here up in the wee hours of the night, obsessed with crypto, looking at our bags, we're looking for that juice. You know what I'm saying? So this one, if it just keeps the lights on, and is part of the DeSci surge, which I definitely see it continuing for a little bit of time here at the very least. This is the yearly chart on this thing. As you can see, it has woken up in a big way. So keeping that in mind, but that's why I highlight the small market cap for this thing. It's been very asleep for some time. I've been eyeballing it. I knew the narrative was there, I knew the niche, and then voila, you have CZ coming out and talking about DeSci all of a sudden. And I was, oh my God, I'm sitting here editing a video that called out VitaDAO, and I think it was Genomes DAO I was also bringing up in the video, but I filmed it like weeks ago, and I'm just getting ready to put it out there. But VitaDAO is still a good option to be looking at for me myself at the current time frame. It's not too cooked as far as market cap size. I'll quickly pull up VitaDAO and see where that one is at. Honestly, I can just pair these or organize them by wins here. So let's see here. Yeah, VitaDAO only gained 1.8% today. That's good. That's slowing down. Slow down a little bit here, honey. I've been stacking all kinds of crypto, and I've just got so many more that I want to get into. This is the all-time graph, just for context, on where VitaDAO is right now. So not too far out of reach. Overall, I've seen a lot of people excited about Internet Computer Protocol still, and there's even some DeSci projects that are covered in my video that operate off of the ICP ecosystem. So I think that's pretty freaking awesome, and I'm stoked to be talking about it. Other stuff like this, Casper. I'm wondering about Casper. I'm right at about the time frame where I'll be looking at this project to add to my portfolio. I've just been watching this yearly, kind of flatlining here, but it doesn't look like a bad time for me to consider building just a smaller, I mean, like I said, this Casper would probably make up 2% of my portfolio after I'm done building up on it. And this, I'm not transferring any old Ethereum into it. I'm just going to be, DCA in the old tried and true, good old fashioned way. Nothing special here. You know what I mean? But Casper is looking good for the time being. There's been just a lot of excitement about DeSci and really the idea of decentralized science. Obviously, awesome to know about it early, right? But the reason for decentralized science is more what I am hyper focused and giga bullish on is, taking that control, that consortium within the medical industrial complex and decentralizing it, making it a more aggressive market. Healthcare costs here in the United States absolutely suck. Getting anything done, healthcare wise, they cook those books too, right? So pretty disappointing as a father of someone that needs, medical help, to see the shakedown that this country does to its citizens that have been nothing but fine, dandy people to it so far is quite aggravating. So the idea of decentralized science is something that I can really get behind. You know what I mean? I feel good in my heart getting behind. And and what's up, Mr. Drakeford? I got some late night lurkers here. What's up, you guys? DeSci does Crypto Crimson Caravan Company, absolutely. Let's see. We got Big Hands Dan. Everyone watching my back, getting things done in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, you're missing out. I'm just going to tell you right now. In the Discord, we got all kinds of. We have some great traders. We have some people that are specialists in different sectors that I've seen come to me with different information. It's just a really, really lovely community, sharing of information and ideas. It's really a great place where we all lift each other up. We're all here in crypto to make good gains. And, I wish I had a place like that when I first started years ago in crypto. So now let's get into some weird stuff going on here. We got this from Bitcoin Magazine talking about BlackRock meeting with the SEC and sharing a revised in-kind model design for its spot Bitcoin ETF. During the 11/20 meeting with trading and market staff, they understood the SEC has a certain unresolved question about the in-kind model relating to their balance sheet impact. And that's kind of what we're talking about today, right? Like, this is going to be a big deal. I would imagine it's got to be a gated access waterfall type release of these ETFs into buying spot Bitcoin. There's not that much, there's not as much Bitcoin on exchanges as people like to think. So seeing that they're working in the background, they're trying to figure out how this redemption flow, particularly is what they're talking about, will actually happen. This kind of is telling me more and more that they're actually going to do this. This is like the SEC taking it a lot more seriously, I feel like, than other ETF applications. You guys are straight sick in the Discord. So, yeah, what is the category for decentralized science under CoinGecko where I can look at the coins? Let's see. Because I've been just compiling them on my own, but I think that CoinGecko. I know Josh is really working on getting a coin market cap, I believe. A coin market cap category for DeSci. Let's see here and see if CoinGecko's added it. We got decentralized science. Because there's a lot. There is quite a bit of these. Elon Musk had started to coins as its own. Oh, here's cool. Here's something that we got to be doing, you guys. I'm going to pull this one up as well, because we got to be looking at competitors to Chainlink, right? Obviously, if you've seen my videos, I'm borderline Chainlink maxi, but I am not opposed to owning positions in competitors, right? Because they're smaller market caps. They ride the shadow and the foreground that Chainlink is setting up for absolute domination and actual application with Swift and central banks across the world. It's no big deal. And I think it was Manawak tagged me in Kyle Chase's video. that was some, great information. It's something that it's so vast, the amount of things that Chainlink has going for it. You forget most of it when you're focusing on one thing. And really, the thing that I'm focusing on is their application real-world assets and making sure that project that they're ongoing with the Australian Central Bank and New Zealand Central Bank, along with SWIFT, continues to move forward. But let's see here. I'm not seeing a DeSci section yet here. I got the BRC20s. That was another early move. You know what? We might as well hop into there and see what's popping to. You know what I mean? This is kind of the deep depths of what I call narrative land. But I mean, there's stuff here that is they all move in tandem, as you guys see. When you have Binance come out and talk about, all of a sudden, CZ steps away from Binance and he's tweeting about DeSci. Like, that's going to be pretty big move in the market of interest. And we have Bren Gertzel on Ajax and a bunch of other really big thought leaders coming out. It's a pretty exciting time for that. Now, here is the Oracle competitors. Obviously, Chainlink, big dog, right? Teller Tribute's been looking at this one as well. This is a good place. There's also Charlie C3, DZ had reminded me of, and I remembered that was my exact thought when I heard about C3. Charlie as well, a Cardano Oracle, might have a chance at catching some sunshine here from everything that Chainlink is locking up. But if you go down here, you see many. Really, the only one that sticks out of my mind, particularly, there's two. There's Pyth, which is Solana's Oracle. And then there's Charlie C3. Those are the two, competitors to Chainlink that I could see really doing good. We're going to take a look at Pyth again. I'm definitely going to be picking up some of this. Nice. We have some pullback here. I like this. It's getting weird in the markets when I'm happy about a pullback, right? Ooh, I should tell you something here. Yeah, man. 7 day. I'm glad I'm holding on. This is kind of the value and just not hammering in right away, because it pumped. It's at 54 cents. Now we can pick up a singular token for 40 cents. It's kind of looking a little juicy. I'm going to have to be picking up just a small bag of that. And again, the small play, it's not like massive sections of my portfolio. It's just additional to what I already have. I am not giving up a single Chainlink for some of those projects. Now, here is something interesting. We have, you guys want me to check out AP13? Let's check it out. That might be, I thought Charlie was C3, API 1.3. This is probably a different one. API 1.3. Here we go. What is this thing? So it's in the Oracle kind of section here. Interfacing with dApps to refer API services that are inherently compatible with blockchain tech. I want to find out more about this thing. What is this thing? I want to go to the website and find it. This is the deep digging. 140 data feeds, 16 blockchains, 0 bridges. I like that. I like no bridges. Bridges suck. The more bridges there are, the more things go wrong. So I'm just going to say it that way. Wow. Okay. Available on Ethereum, BNB chain optimism. Very compatible. It's Avalanche, Arbitrum. That's awesome. Connecting oracles, data flows, dApps. I like this. For developers, who's the team? Who's the team behind this? Let's see here. Participate. They got their GitHub open. They're hiring. There you go. DAO overview. Air nodes. For developers. This is an interesting one. It's at $120 million market cap here. So, it's not a tiny market cap at all. What's the tokenomics look like? Total supply, 130, not bad. Not bad. I wonder, now let's look at the longevity of this thing. I wonder, is this one, I'm doing live on the cuff research. I'm diving right into this thing. Let's see. Pull this guy up. This might be another one to add to the C3 Pyth bag here. It's been stuck in that range. You see that range on the month? That's That's a range if I've ever seen one. Standard dip. A lot of altcoins have that similar pattern. Now this is where it gets interesting. And man, this thing's going to have to capture some notice here. Okay. Yeah, this high risk, high reward. That's a real high risk, high reward one. I would be careful. Yeah, Jeff Bridges, man, what a great actor. Absolutely great actor. I grew up in it's the Rocky Mountains, of course, man. I loved Dumb and Dumber and watched it over and over again. Here's something interesting, you guys. And I know I don't brag too much, but I have been so correct about this. And now bigger macro people are obviously catching on to what I'm talking about. And a lot of people are going to realize that Jerome Powell's bullish when he's trying to act like he's going to raise interest rates more, or he's going to, make quantitative tightening last for any longer than the beginning of 2024. Here it is. Here's the juice on the meat bone here. The entire U.S. banking sector is at risk of breaking. About to go into realized loss price discovery. This is from me. I posted this. F about and find out here. Held to maturity securities are in the blue. So that is the stuff they had to pay the piper on. Getting thick. And right about at the point where it's going to break beyond this point right here. This point right here kicked off the March banking crisis, right? The entire reason why Bank Term Funding Program was created was to stop the system from breaking because of this right here. And now it's about to go well beyond that. And actually, if you notice, the realized losses are ticking up. And there's a special time frame that the feds aren't telling anyone about. It's March. It's when a lot of those commercial real estate loans get refinanced at a higher rates and banks go under that hold them. So something just flat out has to happen. If they say it doesn't, so they can hold on, it's just more scammers, right? I know that we're in crypto. We've seen a lot of scam artists out there, man. You guys, soon the darkness will come to light on the underlying elephants that have remained in my room for some time here, and I'm pretty excited about it because, again, when you F about, you find out, right? So seeing this level break beyond where it previously was when the Federal Reserve was spurred into creating an entire emergency facility to save all of their banks across the country outside of credit unions, right? Credit unions are not beholden to this problem, but this will affect quite a few different firms. Primarily on my mind is still Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab Bank, Bank of America, it's going to be there. Dot gun on the dot. Absolutely not. I'll be able to soon. But yeah, so once again, we are just absolutely crushing it here in the basement, calling out this well beforehand. And, this is the stuff is that they're all through majority of this year. They're like, we're going to hold down rates. We're going to keep this expensive. We're going to stop risk assets for a long time, you guys, right? That was the narrative. That was the whole, intention, that the facade that Jerome Powell was giving out. But data like this helps you just see their lips moving, but know that they are completely full of shit, right? That's how you do it. You have to kind of look at the forest to the trees, and they're going to say things basically opposite of the reality of the situation when things get real bad, and that does not look good. So moving on from that, gosh, that was gratifying seeing that. Thanks, Piccolo Rick. Thanks, bro. I try hard. I mean, well, goddamn. Here is Rockefeller Center. The Christmas tree lighting got a little weird at first, right? Things were, kind of a little awkward here, but then things escalated. And now chaos has erupted in Manhattan. This is posted about 10, 20 minutes ago, and people are absolutely losing their minds in the streets of Manhattan right now over a Christmas tree being put up. Wow. Okay. And I might have to change my profile picture to the Pepe the Frog as the Crusader. He was my profile picture for some time. Seeing this stuff, it just makes me want to listen to some Kyle Rittenhouse and throw Pepe the Frog on my PFP. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you know IYKYK, you know what I'm saying? Other interesting news, an FBI agent was carjacked successfully and the vehicle was taken at gunpoint. This is absolutely crazy. Maybe they'll actually start trying to fight real crimes instead of indicting past presidents. Just a thought. But officials have confirmed that Wednesday afternoon, Washington, D.C. of all places, an FBI agent was carjacked. The vehicle fled the scene but later was located and they recovered it. Field office and the Metropolitan PD task force conducting the investigation. Boy, howdy, they better find that one or that's going to look real bad. Right, Uncle Joe? But like I said, maybe you can just pull your head out of your rectum. Stop going after the past president, maybe one of the best presidents this country's ever had, and clean our streets up. Maybe do that so that we can walk our families down the streets of past prosperous city centers that we pay exorbitant amounts of money for homes in, right? Just a thought. My EDC, G19 all the way. I did some Dremel work to it, to the handle. I got big old mitts. I like this 365 though. Don't get me wrong. I like the 365. That's the only one outside. Like the shadow systems are pretty cool. G19, it's just, it fits in everything. And I already have built systems, the war belt, the click in. I don't want to get, I do have other holsters. I have too many holsters. You get to a point where you'd like, you have 50 of them and you keep all 50 because this one's Kydex and this one's leather. And this one's like, it gets a little bit much. I had to slow down a little bit. But yeah, very much G19 classic, but shout out to all 365. This new generation, but I know, Bob. Unbelievable. At times, seeing all this unravel, I feel as if I have a very old soul. I feel that like an old man that is, just kind of aggravated, grumpy. I feel like Clint Eastwood in that one movie. But, seeing the stuff happen to the feds, maybe they'll actually start cleaning up the cities that we live in instead. Now this, I'm gonna play it on my phone so we can hear the actual audio here. But this is absolutely crazy, you guys. So this is Elon Musk talking at the Deal Book Summit with the New York Times, and this is a reporter. You'll hear the question, just being an absolute turd. Let's get it going here. Ready, set.
Want them to advertise? No. What do you mean? If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself.
That's
go fuck yourself.
Oh my God. I think the time was a little bit, but he was so clear. He's like, no. And it was just like, it was such a stand-up moment for someone that leads such an immense business to just have the absolute cojones to slap down their ridiculous narratives and basically just own the mainstream media. And you know what? He paid $44 billion for a crime scene, and he seems like he's fine. Shadows are heavy for EDC. Good to know. They look cool. I think that's the all metal or all aluminum frame, if I'm not mistaken. But here is a quick snapshot of Elon Musk trying to walk out of the summit. Unbelievable. I don't know if he made it all the way down the street carrying such a immense load. But God bless, God bless. Love to see it. And, no apologies to those. I mean, I am obviously overly salty. I try not to rant about what happened in the flu season too much. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Bobby. Bobby's the coolest person on planet Earth. So give Bobby some love because he's the coolest. Now, more prepper stuff. We're touching a little bit of weird news tonight, but there's some weird things happening, you guys. It's getting freaky out there. We got a direct hit talking about the solar storm launched on Earth's strike zone has been modeled by NASA. The storm is predicted to hit Earth on December 1st. Along with 2 earlier storms already en route means we have 1, 2, 3 punch. So 3 solar storms or flares coming up if the magnetic field is oriented correctly. Expect the aura to reach deep into mid-latitudes. That would be really cool. Amateur radio and GPS reception issues are likely, especially on the Earth's night side. G3 conditions possible with storm series. So that stuff more so it impacts just really crazy storms as of lately. Like the storms here in Georgia haven't been that bad, but a lot of my family in Colorado has been telling me about some pretty crazy stuff, like huge hail, massive hail season. The weather seems to be either I don't want to get I'm going to get banned. I keep harping on this. Get it? I can't go any further. They'll delete me. This is also freaking me out, you guys. No one's okay, so Sam Altman, he was like taken on to this side gig with Microsoft for one of their research. But now, all of a sudden, Sam is back as the CEO of OpenAI. I have a bad gut feeling about this one. I hope, and this is one I very much hope that I'm incorrect about. I feel like he is being required to be in control of the world's first artificial generalized intelligence system. I disagreed with it coming, but something just smells really bad about this situation, and accidentally creating God in a box is one of a few reasons why I could see the timeline rolling out the way it did, with the board feeling uncomfortable, kicking him out, not good enough communications, and holy God, then we have this Sam Altman back as a CEO, and yeah, right, and they didn't even talk about Annie Altman. Right? They didn't even bring that up. Like, that was the only place you saw that information was on Twitter. Mainstream media wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. And now all of a sudden he's back as the CEO of OpenAI, one of the most powerful AI systems being built on the planet Earth. Gross, first of all. He was terrified of what he was doing. Sam is a major prepper, and he was, in my opinion, terrified of accomplishing his goal. And kind of beg the question, why is that your goal, right? Bob from accounting, I implore you to not send. Oh man, here's the way I put it. I leverage trade. I know how to leverage trade. I'm not bad at it. Guess how much of my portfolio I leverage trade? Probably 0.01% of all of my crypto has ever been leverage traded. Just to give you context, there might be, other people, but I rub shoulders with a lot of traders, and honestly, there's a lot of wrecked orders that aren't shown on television, right? So you got to keep that in mind. And spot holding, stubbornness, focus on time frames is what's changed my life. So I wouldn't recommend anything outside of that. Now, obviously Frankie Candles crushes it. Kelly Kellum crushes it. Tim, he's really great. And, Tim is actually one of the TA people, along with Kelly and Frankie. They take in information and they make new assessments, right? You don't want to get trapped with a TA person that you only focus on, or a group of them that are all in cohesion, that can't take new data and reassess where they're, where they're at. Looks like I missed some pre-talk. Pre-workout maybe? I don't know. Pre-workout. Buying feed picks to support the basement. That is a novel thought. Yeah, but hopefully Sam didn't create AGI and we're not doomed in the next few years. But that would be cool. This is from Ripple. I don't know how confirmed. I'm going to be looking at this more and tomorrow morning. Obviously, this is just came out. Ripple confirming an approval for 31 states in the United States for money transfer licenses. 31 money transfer licenses across the U.S., setting the stage for global reach. Obviously, they're able to move into Singapore and all these other spots without a problem. The fact that the money transmitter licensure is moving forward, man, what a scam. What a psyop. If this is true, think about it. You have the SEC going after basically every crypto, like Solana, AVAX, like all the huge projects. ADA, man, they got Husky angry with that one. But then, while all that's going on, while the SEC's going after Coinbase, while they're continuing to go after Ripple, then we're going to allow money transmitter licenses to be approved. This is the same type of scam stuff that, like, Ripple's been a painful hold, as I complain about often. But it is very strange that FedNow still has Ripple listed as a partner with Volante on how they transfer money electronically. That is freaking weird, no matter how you spin it. And I try to look at it from a very objective point of view. There's some pieces still remaining about the Ripple movement that make me so dang curious about it. And like where I'm at right now with Ripple and XRP holding is I do kind of think that IPO release is going to take a little bit of interest out of direct token holdings. So I'm going to keep a moon bag for sure. And that moon bag is going to be strong anyways. But I'm probably going to chop up a good amount of that into some aggressive project like I was just looking at with these Oracle bags. Build a nice Oracle bag out of it with a couple good aggressive ones. And I'll be basically looking at, Earth Roots America, potential. What if this is a big show to get us all focused on the wrong stuff? What if there will be no marriage with crypto projects and world money transfer, CBDC transfer? It's kind of reasonable when you back up and think about it. A government's going to give control to a private company outside of the Federal Reserve for the money creation process. That sounds like a kind of a messy situation to try to handle from a congressional point of view, right? The speculation from the market moved the price to a degree, but honestly, not that much. Like, get a big win in XRP and then it doubles for one day and then, just jackknives down. So that's been an interesting thing to see. And my overall entry points on it are amazing. It's like, I got it during flu season when, there was a lot of media hysteria, right? So it was a great entry point. But at this point, I do think that building out an Oracle bag, like I was showing you with the Charlie C3 token, Pyth, the layer 2s, finishing off my layer 2 portfolio. I got a little bit of Matic. Most of what my layer 2 holding is in optimism, and it's not even that much, right? So I got to continue building up that layer 2 bag, that, and then that Oracle bag and the DeSci bag. There's basically 3 different bags that I need to get. Yeah. Wrong stuff. It's also I dabble in AG. Oh, gold and silver. Yeah, I like. What up, Hudson? Hootie Slices in the chat. Hoodie's awesome. But yeah, so, you got to think about the potential that maybe the Ripple situation is just too easy, right? And at times I've also wondered if it's just too obvious to be real. Never 5 kids, married AF. I got a vasectomy after the 4th. Okay. And I don't even think the anesthesia worked. It was not anesthetized. It was I just didn't want to stop. I just had to, shut her down. Yeah, I don't think I'll be having 5 kids. And then the gaming, that's great. And we were talking about, thanks for reminding me, Flaming 2 Race Car. I saw the Shrapnel game was the one that really caught my eye, and it has been catching my eye. Alluvium has been really continuing to keep that that light shining on it during this bear kind of accumulation zone. Gaming's been really hard, and Alluvium, Shrapnel, There's a few other, but those are the ones that are like right on the top of my head for why I don't think so, Crimson. I don't think so. And I told him, and he's like, do I want to stop and stab me again with this huge needle? And I was like, just get it done, man. Just keep going. But yeah, I've been having that thought about Ripple for a little bit of time. Merit AF, lucky you, you know. Old Bongo Boy, who's on? That's the Bobby. I'm glad yours was painless, Merit AF, because that was an unenjoyable experience. And when I had 3 jabs, I didn't even get a day off. They gave me like 1 day off, and then I had to go back to work. If someone was going to get in a fight with me or I had to like restrain someone, they were a deadly threat to me, Your Honor. So with that being said, I have been focusing a little bit on this a wallet address that's been buying just insane amounts of Bitcoin every day. Oh gosh, where did it go here? It just disappeared on me. Where'd you go, you little... All right, there it is. The mystery well is now trolling after accumulating 875 Bitcoin today alone. Their latest transactions was an addition of $2.64 worth of Bitcoin. So they know people are looking at them, and they're just having some fun with it. You know, who could blame them? You know, if I was some massive whale sitting there just absolutely stacking Bitcoin, I would too. Here's an interesting metric from Capriol Investments, production cost metric. This is a production cost metric for Bitcoin that has historically always resulted in a bull market. Just an interesting kind of macro glassnode type on-chain data stuff. But essentially, what's the interesting thing about this is that, you know, you really, this time frame when I got in, man, I got in just in a very quick window, right? But the thing that made me think back and kind of appreciate this graph a little bit more is I found out about Bitcoin, you know, like all the way over here. I was like, you know, I was running a fencing business and building things. I was a kid. I was in rock music. I didn't care much for, you know, investments or anything like that. But I noticed Bitcoin. I think it was like the Iraqi dinar was like another thing back, way back in the day that people were looking at. But I was looking at Bitcoin and like the currencies that were going on in the, you know, I think it was the dinar. But watching this, and then I didn't have the money to get in at the point. I was buying like tiny amounts, and seeing this kind of go to the wayside, I really felt like I had missed out when this big pump came. But there you go, came back down, slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. And right now we have been in just a really good cost of production to value range for Bitcoin in general. And we probably have to thank the manipulation of Sam Bankman-Fried and Alameda Research for that kind of reserved blow off top right there. And that blow off top right here, you have to keep in mind, inflation went up by like 10 to 20% between here and there. So your buying power was much more diminished. And DeSci had a great point calling that out when a lot of people were talking about, you know, the different all-time highs and when they were accomplished. And thinking about that is also, you know, something I keep in mind when like everyone's trying to time out the bull market on like the second peak. Maybe that's not the best thing to do. Maybe we're going to be getting out a little bit early, right? So I think about those historical metrics pretty seriously. And that's kind of why someone in the Discord chat asked me, what's my plan for getting out of the market in 2025? I'm going to be basically just laddering out, you know, probably more than 10% at a time, like 15, maybe 20% at a time. Try to make it just like 4 or 5 different movements, you know, but essentially that's where I'm at. I'm not trying to follow the potential what if not. If Bitcoin spot ETFs do get denied for some crazy reason, which, you know, say it's crazy now because we have so many things saying it's going to happen, but they totally screwed gold out of having a spot ETF for a long time, from like the 1930s all the way up to 2004, right? So that's a long time. What up, Joshua Jake? What up? Absolutely dropping that fire. I love having you in the studio, man. It's so nice having someone that's like able to eloquently and intelligently lay out large-scale ideas and potentialities and thought processes that are outside the normal capability of your average influencer, right? I'm around all kinds of influencers, and to be able to compound information and make a well understood, like, logical presentation of it for the larger masses to really take to the bank and to spread themselves. That's the value, right? Not writing another white paper or just ranting high off some substance like some that we see. What's up, Mind Some? What's up? Mind Some dropping that alpha. I think I'm following on Twitter. Love the content. But it's been pretty fun tonight seeing Elon Musk absolutely tearing it up. We have the Rockefeller Center. I'm not surprised by what we're seeing with that. It's probably what we see going on in the Rockefeller Center and these other denser city centers is probably just the beginning of a multi-decade power struggle. I will put it that way. It's nothing new to humanity, but it has gone unchecked long enough to be a very, very tangible issue within the United States. Yeah, man, happy to have you too. But, this situation that we see happening in Midtown, it's not going away. I guess that's in the back of my mind why I'm always harping on people getting land. I'm not particularly too in love with getting property that's like 5 feet away from the other. But if you have to, and if that's your demographic, that's where you're living, I totally understand. So no harm on that. You know what I mean? Having land and having a home is a very, very, very important thing for me personally. I'm looking to have a legacy, right? A lot of people talk about, I'm here for the gains and stuff. And they put their value in their money. My value is in my legacy. It's how well my kids remember me when I die. It's how well my wife remembers me when I'm dead, right? Like, those are the things that are like the true value to me. So, I spend money to try to capture land for my loved ones, for my honey, right? That's the whole thing here, right? And I think the Lord's on my side in doing it, so I think I'm going to be all right. This is Bitcoin. I just wanted to highlight it is inching closer to this upper node here. We'll zoom in a little bit, but it's trying to squeak up there. We got to get the past price history here showing. It is making it past this deep, fast move. This would have been a fast move, and it may potentially still be a fast move if we see Bitcoin break down into this kind of 35 flat, even 34 and some change. Then there is very low volume there to stop it from cascading all the way back down to at least 30,000, 30,600. Would not be crazy if it loses these levels. So we're watching these pretty closely, right? And if it does crash, am I going to be trying to, exit my Chainlink position and my AVAX and my ICP quick enough to avoid it? No, I already understand that the bag that I hold at this point, unless I wake up and have just some insane, 100%, 200% day, sure, I'll trim some off the top. But at the time being, I've already told you guys, I'm shutting it down. I'm making sure that what I'm buying and holding right now is going to make it to at least the front end of 2025. So, it's, hey, you're on a flight right now. Watch me 30,000 feet up in the air. Right on, man. I took my boy on an airplane recently, and he was a very, very good boy. I was so impressed with my son. But then he's like, Dad, do you know why I'm being good? And I was like, why? And he's like, I want a gun. So, take it as you may. Here's the link chart, just a little bit to show on link. Just coiling up like a snake right here, building up some good position of volume, but it's really nothing. If you back up and look at what the amount of volume was right here at $7 a link, that is absolutely thick. But if we don't get, I was talking to DJ, I was like, what if Max Payne is up only, bro? I keep saying it. Like, what if we don't break down to $30,000 again? You know what I mean? What if we only even just chop down to 36, 35 and then continue on up from there, which is reasonable? Then the chaotic thesis that we are starting a mini altcoin season with the hot projects is accurate. And this would be the final pulse that we've seen in this long, painful accumulation zone, right? So I am watching that pretty closely. As I said, I'll be going over, here's Solana, just to hear to spit in my face. Massive volume node sitting here at $31, but holy hell, this thing was $9. But I don't kick myself around too much, because back when Solana was $9, I was heavily insulated into Bitcoin, and I was really glad because Bitcoin really did well in that time frame. So it's all about perspective. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but you have to take value in what you actually pulled off. And, it's up to you and me to have the conviction to hold those lines. Now check out AVAX just right quick. AVAX is a little bit more of a spread out volume profile that I see on it. And it is trying to hold a very historically important level right here at about $21, guys. So if it can hold above this and just really hang out anywhere around these levels right here at the top of these peaks here at $21, $22, we's in business, right? We's in business. 30K absolutely lowest if ETF rejected. Flaming power. I mean, I'd hope so. There's a lot of people that are hoping on it. Here's another thing. The world has already become so used to bad news, right? Everyone keeps talking about this black swan event that comes. Like, you saw what happened in the Middle East on top of Eastern Europe, and everyone's just like, there's like 3 days of headlines, and then everyone just moves on. Now we get this mystery crimson. It's a little bit. Okay. Let's say that the AVAX hold, I was listening to Nick. I heard what he said as I remained Bitcoin maximalist through the crab market. And then I saw it for $10 still. And I saw what Chainlink did. I was thinking, man, some people are going to be looking around for some altcoins now. I did it. I made the move. It's been good so far. It's more than doubled, but I'm looking at this chart, just basically watching if you can hold this line above it. Because if it does, guys, if it does hold this line and build a line of support to be able to move on up to this next level, it'd be about $30. It's game on. It's game on. And there's going to be a lot of big-headed people that think they write crypto that were completely wrong about the entire movement of the entire market the entire time. Imagine that. So carefully you listen to. You know what I mean. And so I mean, I think we covered everything that we have going on just in the immediate moment, you guys. Keeping you up to date on everything. I'm gonna buy some feet picks. Yes, definitely still a good buy. Anything under $20. That's a it's a matter of perspective and in the matter of your fortitude, right? How long are you willing to be in the crypto markets? As you see it, as you look from afar, it looks very volatile. And one thing that I know for sure is that this is not where I want to leave my money. What this means, you guys, if these banks fold in mass in the housing crisis, 2007, 2008, they put in place the Dodd-Frank Act, which is the bail-in ability. So banks are going to bail in to everyone's accounts that exist at these underwater banking locations to try and fix the hole in their ship when it finally breaks. I'm not going to get caught there. That sounds risky to me, right? That's why I'm in cryptos, because I'm avoiding this mess right here. So that's just me. You know what I mean? You can take it or leave it. It's maybe not moon math. Honestly, the moon math comes from us just existing in the FOMO of flight to quality. Like Nick was bringing it. He reminded me, Larry Fink absolutely laid it out pretty clear as day, which is the most shocking thing, plus that they aired it, but the flight to quality. And that's what I feel like when I'm in crypto, when I'm talking to people about crypto, primarily just Bitcoin if they're newbies to the space. I'm definitely not going to be sending them towards Charlie C3 immediately or AGIX or anything crazy. God, this NYC situation looks crazy. God, look at this. They're getting down out there. They're getting rowdy. That's gonna get heated. We'll see how that goes. But now we're caught up for the night. I'm gonna see what different crypto type updates we have coming up over the nighttime. I really want to be looking into the RWA, the DeSci sector, Layer 2s, they're going to have that second resurge. I know it's coming back. They're not going anywhere. Nick does sell feet picks for Caspa as well. So if you have some Caspa you're willing to let go for some Nick Tater feet picks, do let me know. And we're serious as a heart attack about taking in ornaments. We're getting quite a bit of ornaments. So shout out to you guys for sending them out. We really appreciate you. And, on your way out, if you can, hit that like button for me and share this with your peeps. I want this word to try to make it out to people that are outside of our crypto space as much as possible. HH on the basement, is she on there too? She might be on there. I don't know. They're all up in there. We got all kinds of peeps, people that care about us, and we love them back. We're a community here, and so we watch each other's backs. And if you can, watch my back. Help me share this stream out to the interwebs. Send it out to Facebook, send it out to Twitter. The best place, I feel like the place that is lacking crypto info is Facebook. Is Nick in the basement selling feet pics for AVAX? Potentially Maria Cantonese, allegedly. So, no big deal. Today was absolute chaos in a handbasket, and I loved every second of it with BJ and Nick and Hannah down there. We're going to have some clips about lot lizards probably. But I really appreciate you guys. If you have any projects that you really want me to look at, make sure to join my Discord. You can send me a message. I'm going to remember to open it up. I got some messages in there I'm going to get to after this stream. But I appreciate every single one of you out there watching this and enjoying this resurge of the crypto markets with me. We're here to just absolutely change our life, and it's really cool to see, people and their success stories reaching out. So keep telling me about them, you guys. I'm gonna stay hella focused on the crypto market. I'm not focused on any of the drama. I know it exists. I'm not gonna go there. I'm focused on how to change our lives now for the better, because the middle class is disappearing. It's up to us to save it. It's on our shoulders, right? So I appreciate every single one of you in the chat. C90F2W. We got Mario Cantonese, Bobby, my Bobby. We got Crimson Caravan Company, Bob from Accounting, R.A. Daniel, Flaming Trocar. Normies have no idea, folks. My friend laughed at me when I offered him $400 of BTC to help. I know, dude. You hit me with that. Crypto was super cheap, and I wanted to pay a buddy. I owed him like a few $100s, like a car part or something. And I was like, dude, let me give you some Ethereum or some Bitcoin or something. It has potential to actually go up instead of guaranteed losing. You're like, no, no, we don't want that. That doesn't mean I'm giving up. I'll be hitting him up again. I'd send him a text. How you doing, bro? Go say hello. And, just continue to spread the message. There is no give up. I don't know what it means to give up. So, for when the dollar collapses. But you guys are awesome, man. Keep the love going strong. That's what this world needs. It needs love. It needs teamwork, cooperation, and it needs truth. And do stay tuned. Next week, I might be able to stop fighting this public relations boxing match with my hands tied behind my back. So things might get fun. But appreciate all of you, and I'll see you on the other side. Take care.